In a case where they struggle with capital, like to have capital to start up the business, what ideas would you give to them to help them?
A lot of time, people tend to think you need to have a lot of money before you can get a business started. I talked about Abdul's, for example. I used leverage in terms of I had a platform, a website, when not many African food businesses were online. We started online and I didn't have any product. I went all around to see who can allow that my crazy idea come to play. I was rejected, refused, and all of that. I approached Abdul's, for example, and he said, well, take whatever you want and pay me. And that's how Lumon started, for example. We started that. Start wherever you are. Make use of whatever resources are available. It's very, very important in business that you build good network. It's not everything that is money.
Welcome to another episode of the Entrepreneur Series by the Diaspora Code, a platform where we uncover stories, strategies, and journeys of African entrepreneurs who are building, growing, and thriving in the diaspora. My name is Precious White, and I'm your favorite host. Today's conversation is something you don't want to miss because our guest today is a dynamic entrepreneur who has multiple businesses in the diaspora. So this is someone who represents resilience and versatility and what it truly means to build and grow in a competitive environment. So in this episode, we'll be diving into his journey, how he started, what he put in place, and how far he has come. Now, this person is no other than Babatope Lewis. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I should be thanking you for coming here. So, can you tell us a bit about yourself, how you started, your background?
Yeah, I'm a serial entrepreneur and I run several businesses here in the UK. And I've been doing that for more than 10 years now.
Wow. So, how has it been for you with your business? Like, take us back to the beginning, how all of this started.
Yeah, well, it came out of a need. I identified a niche in the market, which I decided to fulfill. And that's how it all started.
And how has it been so far?
Very challenging.
So, how did your journey into business start? Was it always the plan, or did you just grow into it?
The vision remains the same. I've always loved doing business, and it's a thing that happened when the need arose, and I just went ahead to get it all started then.
All right. So, you have multiple business. How are you able to manage all of them? And what made you go into each and every one of them?
Well, I'm in the food space and the beauty space. Both of them are multi-million pound sectors in the UK, and it's just right to have a piece of the national cake. People want to connect with culture,
Yeah.
connect with the food and the experience, and that's where the food thing starts from. So we run food grocery stores called Kakaaki Mart, and we have a restaurant, Roots and Culture. And recently, we just started the hair and beauty line, which is called the Arewa Beauty Hub. It's just to make sure, we get the community and get them connected to their roots
Yeah.
through what we offer.
All right. So I know you used to run Olumo Foods. Can
Yeah.
we talk about that?
Yeah, I used to run Ulumor Foods, and obviously with Ulumor Foods, it's one of the things that you learn in business. And what I've learned running Ulumor Foods, I'm using it in my new businesses now to have a proper structure in place, have the right team, have the right people to drive the vision forward. And yeah, that's where we are now.
So what systems have you put in place, the structure, that's helped you so far in managing your businesses?
Not doing everything by yourself,
All right.
making sure that you have the right people. It's very, very important that you delegate, know your strengths, and hire the right people to get that vision going. And that's what I do daily. and keep disciplined, at all times to make sure that things are done the right way.
So if you had like to share like 3 strategies you've used so far that's helped your business, what would it be?
Discipline, that's the priority, all the time. Making sure that the team you have understand the vision, and making sure that, we're consistent in what we do. When you keep those 3 in place, you should, it solves most of the problem for you.
All right. So what would you say for someone who is struggling? I'll give you an example. You have a team member who probably doesn't see the vision, but they're actually quite hardworking. So would you want to still go with that person?
Sure, that's where the structure comes in place. The person might just need a little bit of training, so that they can understand what we're trying to do. And you give them the time to grow. You don't expect them. Even me being in business for more than 10 years, I'm still learning every day. I still learn new things. Some of the team members, they suggest things, and even though I run the business, I see point in what they're saying, and always give people an opportunity. It's just for you to identify what they can do for you and how they can align into the vision. And sometimes it's just a little bit of training, a little bit of encouragement, and, lead them aright, and yeah, they will deliver.
So I actually saw a video of you dancing to to Fiji music online. And you seem to have quite some steps. So how do you manage to unwind, like separate business and your personal time?
Well, when you wear many hats, there's so many parts to you. You have your business world, you have your family, you have your relaxation, and I I strongly believe in the work-life balance. When it's
Yes.
time to be doing business and be serious about what you're doing, you do that, putting all your best into it. And when it's time to unwind, you see that aspect of me as well. We have this thing we do every last Friday of the month called Lagos Faji at the restaurant, Roots and Culture in Darlington. And yeah, it's just a time for people to come around, get the community together, connect, people, get to know themselves, network and all that. And of course, do a little bit of dancing like I did.
So what opportunities do you think are out there that most African entrepreneurs are not tapping into?
There's always a lot of opportunity there. You just have to identify the problem you want to solve. So, in all my businesses, I try to identify what problem is there to solve, research about it, get the right people on board, look at it through, see what standard we want to bring in, and yeah, we grow the brand. That's all I love to do.
So the challenges you face because apparently you have different businesses, and these businesses are actually like different scopes. They're not the same. So how do you manage it in terms of your clients coming in, especially those that tend to give tough times? Because let's say in the beauty space, there's someone who's struggling with how she looks or how he or she try to get themselves sorted out. And then in the food aspect, there's also, you have this difficult client that is complaining. So how do you manage all these kind of challenges in multiple businesses?
Well, customers, how customers feel. First of all, running a business, you must make sure that, you are there to make the customers feel good, give them authentic stuff, make them, you're talking about beauty. Beauty is all about your identity.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come into Arewa, for example, you want to come in and it's a beauty hub. You want to go out differently. That's why we're there. So we want to make you feel good from the kind of products we suggest to you or the kind of way they do your hair or things like that. We want to make sure that when your identity that you came in with, it's not what you're going out with. That's all it's all about. And managing all of that is just like I said earlier, putting the right team in place to get all of that in place for us. When you have people that know what they're doing, they make sure if you come in, we suggest anything, we look at your skin tone, we look at everything, and we have a diverse customer base from the Caucasian, European, African, Asian. We have everybody coming there. So we want to make sure that whatever we're offering is the authentic stuff to make you feel good at the end of the day. And that's why we're there. So managing it is not really, it's the same fundamental way of running a business. It's all about you getting the right thing out there, being authentic, and, making your customers
And
feel
you
good.
being everywhere, because I mean, you have to be there. You have to be have roots and cultures. You have to be, after
I don't.
dancing.
I don't necessarily have to be everywhere. Like I said, if you have the right team in place that know what they're doing,
Yes.
trusted hands will make sure my customer feels good. The most important thing is that the people that are in the team, which my team, I have a great team behind me, so I understand that they understand what the vision is, what we're trying to achieve, and who our target audience is. So we'll make sure that all of that is in place. Whether I'm there or not, it's still the same standard you will get. So yeah, that's what really matters. So when you have the right team in place, then yeah, you get that to manage a lot of that easily.
So, do you have any projects or expansion you're working on right now?
Well, to continue to grow the brand and also the projects, there's always something out there that needs to be done. We look at what problem we want to solve, strategize, get the right people on board, and see what the future would be.
So, we know Uluma Foods is one of the biggest in Darlington.
Is it?
Yes. I mean, a whole lot of people. I would share a story with you. So I went to get something at an African store at Abdul, and while I was there, I met his son,
Okay.
and I introduced myself and I told him that I know Olumo, and he said, "Oh yes, he knows you," and he spoke
We're very good
highly
friends.
about you. And I was actually going to get a bag of rice,
Yeah.
and he actually gave me an extra little 5 kg just to say, "Oh, since you know someone that I know and I like," and I felt proud of myself, like I felt honored that, oh, I know Olumo and somebody actually recognizes that. So now you've moved to Kakaaki Mart. Can you tell us the story on why the change of name?
Yeah, first of all, shout out to Abdul's Foods. Abdul's, for example, were very, very instrumental in the story of Olumo Foods. His dad, Aji, really helped when we started. It helped us a lot. So we panned back over 10 years of friendship, and that's one thing about business. But in terms of Olumo Food, Olumo Foods is not in existence anymore, and now it's Kakaaki Mart. But in terms of what happened and all of that, it's just one of those challenges. You're trying to grow a brand, and you experience challenges along the way, and you have to re-strategize. And one of the lessons learned from that is how to have a proper structure in place for continuity. Yeah, but like so many other businesses that people don't get to see, I have been involved in running several businesses here in the UK. People get to see the ones that make it to the light of the day. Some drop along the way, and you learn your lessons. There is nothing, more important than you learning the lesson and making sure that what you do in the future, you have put all the structures in place.
A lot of people say just start. There are people who have ideas, they have business plans, and people say just start. But in the case where they struggle with capital, like to have capital to start up the business, what ideas would you give to them to help them?
Start wherever you are. Make use of whatever resources are available. A lot of time, people tend to think you need to have a lot of money before you can get a business started. I talked about Abdul's, for example. I used leverage in terms of I had a platform, a website, when not many African food businesses were online. We started online, and I didn't have any product. So I went all around to see who can allow that my crazy idea come to play. I was rejected, refused, and all of that. But I approached Taboos, for example, and he said, well, take whatever you want and pay me. And that's how Lumon started, for example. We started that, and it was, that's how it started till it grew to what it was. So we get an order online, then we go into Abdul's, pick up what we need, and send it on. So you start wherever you are. Make use of, it's very, very important in business that you build good network, because it's not everything that is money. It's especially for Africans in the diaspora, it's always very, very difficult to get funding. But if you have good leverage, you can get the vision started. And when you start making any little change here and there, you put it back into the business, keep growing it, be consistent, be authentic, and keep going. It's not an easy journey, I would say. Like I said, I've been on it for over 10 years, and we're still learning every day.
Oh. So how have you been able to retain your loyal customers?
Well, if you make, it's all about how they feel when they come around to your place. That's what sets it apart, because there's so many people that do the same thing you do. But what makes shop A different from shop B is how you make your customer feel. If your customer feels not too good, you see that in your customer base as well.
Now, for most Africans that come into the country, a lot of them struggle. They struggle mostly because they are concentrating on something else. Maybe they lack of information, if you ask me. Yes, that's what I would say. Because most of them are not properly informed about what they should do and how they should go about it, especially with the aspect of funding. I've come to realize that most of them don't even know they can get funds. And even the ones that struggle, or rather, even the ones that try to get funds, they still struggle. So now, can you, say why this happens to mostly African individuals? Because most of them, to be honest, I've heard stories of them applying and they keep trying, but they just don't seem to get it. It's either they're making a mistake or they're not doing it properly. I don't know.
Well, before any investor or bank or anyone that's got the pool of funds to give to startups can give you anything, they need to understand what the blueprint is, what's the business plan, what's your projected cash flow, your forecast, and all of that. A lot of all the technical and accounting terms that makes them make a decision about what the outcome will be. That being said, most people focus too much on let's get funding. Now, you can be looking to get funding and lose focus on building what you want funding for. It's always good to get started wherever you are, make a bit of traction, show what you've done, then that will speak for you when they get on the decision table to see if you'll be qualified for whatever you're asking for. But if people from Africa, I'm from Nigeria, and if people from Africa can actually look at the process, they can get somebody to mentor them into how to get that in place. That will be much more beneficial rather than focusing on the funding. First of all, focus on getting that thing started. When you get it started, get a bit of traction, try and get your customer base, because at the end of the day, you need figures, you need facts, you need to show proof while they can give you those things. And if you don't,
you just mentioned something about getting mentorship, and most people tend to gatekeep a lot. They don't like sharing information, and I think that's one of the problems we're having right now, because a lot of people would feel, oh, I know this, or rather I have an experience in this. But instead of sharing that information with other people to help them, they'll either not share it at all or they'll tell you pay for it, which for me it's a bit too.
There are so many reasons that could make them do that. If you look at you wanting to tap into my wealth of experience in doing business for the last 10 years, I've seen losses, I've seen so many problems along the way. And if I'm resilient enough to navigate those things, and I'm still here standing by the grace of God, it's giving that to somebody is just like you going to the bank to ask for funds. The bank is not gatekeeping the fund. They just need to be sure that you're going to make good use of it. So if I give you an information, for example, you ask me something and I'm saying what you're not saying, and I tell you, you just need to do it this way, this way. If you paid for it, for example, you would take it seriously, won't you?
Yes.
But if I just give it to you, I might see you in 2 years and you're still not doing anything about it. So when people gatekeep, it's not like they're just gatekeeping. It's just the fact that I can't waste my time sitting down with you because time is very, very precious to me. I can't sit down talking to you and you're not doing anything about what we discussed. It's just a bloody waste of time. You understand? So it's that's probably one of the reasons, and I think that will be the main one why people don't really share information. You have to show me that you have the drive. You are driven to achieve a goal. You have a vision. You have a plan in place, and if your plan is good enough, you might get good mentoring.
Can you share a story of one of your most challenging times as a business owner and how you were able to overcome it? Because, I mean, there was someone who actually shared a story with me, and he said he was going out for a job and he stood at the wrong bus stop. So when the bus arrived, he never knew it was going to be on the other side. So basically, when it arrived, and that was like the first time when he came into the country. So he kept waving for the bus to stop, but they refused. So he ran after the bus, stopping it to stop, but they didn't. To him, that was like very difficult for him. So as a business owner, what's like that challenging period you've had or that time that oh, this was too much for me, and how were you able to overcome it?
Well, there's been a lot, to be honest. I had a business which was the first in Darlington. It was a bubble tea business. It did very well. We started in Darlington. We opened up another branch elsewhere. And tragedy of life happened, which meant that I could not be physically available to monitor things for months. And what happened was the way things were managed, which takes me back to having a structure in place. The way things were managed, the people I had on the team then were just doing whatever they like. And by the time I came back, it was really, really difficult after having to invest a lot in doing that business. It was just too much that I couldn't proceed with it at that time. I still own the brand, but we had to take a decision to close down the business, which was not really, really what I wanted initially. Well, things happen in life and can make you have to reroute and focus on other things, So yeah, that's one of very, very challenging one for me because a lot went into doing that, and it was something that was trending when we had it. But yeah, you take your losses and re-strategize and come up again. You don't stay down, you just keep going.
So where do you see your business is 5 years from now?
To continue to expand, have more customers, possibly look at other regions as well, grow the brand into other zones. Like the hair and beauty, we're looking to take that beyond Darlington and possibly have it in other places as well. I love to grow brands and let it be known.
And how are you doing your marketing?
We're using all social platforms at the moment. It's still relatively new. And when it comes to growing the brand, we just believe in the fact that if what we do or what we offer to our customers, makes them feel good, they are happy with it, there'll be fast word of mouth that will go around, even though you use the socials to get noticed. But I think customer experience is very key. Because if people can say, oh, you're looking for nice, authentic African food, go to Roots and Culture.
Yeah.
You have, man, I've been there, the ambience, it's
I've been there, so yes.
Yeah, so, it's how you feel that really matters. And that's, somebody would tell somebody, people will come around. And if they meet the same experience, they keep coming. Also for the beauty store as well, or in my grocery store, you can come in there, you find the things you want, the customer are happy with the way the staff, the team member treats them, they will always come back. If you treat them in a nasty way, they won't come back. It's as simple as that. And that alone will promote the brand in respect of where your location is.
Yeah. So do you think collaboration is one thing that most entrepreneurs tend to miss out in businesses? Because as you said earlier, what you're doing, someone else is doing it, but it depends on how you do it that would actually make you stand out.
Yeah.
So in terms of collaboration, do you think most Africans or most entrepreneurs are not really diving into that, and that's making them stuck where they are?
Collaboration is very, very good. I do collaborate with people, even though it's not open, but in terms of the African community, collaboration is not really a big thing in the African community, to be honest. It's more like competition.
Yes.
So competition is good, but it has to be good competition.
A healthy one.
A healthy one. If it's not healthy, that means you are, even the customers you're trying to target, if they see that, you cannot really keep a customer when you don't have a healthy a healthy competition. Because the customer, at the end of the day, you see big brands in any retail park, for example, you find Aldi, Lidl, Iceland, all of them. And these companies are still turning over millions. I might prefer to buy my vegetables in Lidl and go to Aldi to buy other groceries or something like that. So prefer the bread in M&S because they do daily fresh bread. All this thing depends on my choice. So the customer has a choice of where they want to go to. But what you're offering that customer will make them come into your establishment. So in terms of collaboration, it's good if you are able to do it. And if you're going to compete well, in a healthy way, not otherwise.
So, money or passion?
Always passion.
And how will you define success in business?
It's you. Success is doing it. Being resilient, um, not deviating from your vision. Uh, that's how I say it. Being resilient enough not to be, you know, getting your eyes off the focus, and you have to be extremely disciplined because it's very easy to be distracted along the way.
So, what's that one piece of advice you give to people out there who are looking into starting business or who are already into business, for them to keep showing up in their business?
One advice I would give is start wherever you are. Not starting because you see something. You must be driven. You must have the passion. You must have a vision to do what you want to do. Not just you going, because if you go in, for example, that, oh yeah, I mean, you're doing business to make money at the end of the day, but if your drive is you see someone doing something and you want to do it, you don't know a lot of stuff that they go through daily doing that thing. So you must be driven, you must have the passion for it. You must have a plan in place for it. You must have a strategy. All these things must be there. And get started. Stay focused. There's a lot of distraction, but
Yeah.
as long as you stay focused, you'll be all right.
With all that's happening, a lot of people are actually going through a lot with the policies and rules in place right now. I know a lot of people are actually going through a lot right now, but
It's a phase. It's a phase. It's still, no matter how daunting it is, every one like you and I that is here has a story, and you just have to stay resolute and keep going. It's all a phase. It's what it is. Everybody, even those
they're already.
that there have things they are dealing with.
Yes.
You and I have what we deal with daily. That doesn't, because people look at you from what they're saying, not what they're not saying. So you have your business persona. You say you saw me dancing somewhere. You saw that aspect of me. I have family aspect. I have, so many parts to you. It's just making sure that you have a healthy balance of everything. Running business is a very, very crazy terrain. It's a very, very demanding terrain, and it can make you go crazy sometimes, and at the same time, you just have to keep your cool so that you can think straight.
I just want to say a very big thank you to you for sharing your stories, your journey, what it has taken you to get up to this point. It's been very insightful. At least I've learned a lot, and I'm sure people out there also would have also, had a lot of things to pick out of this. So I just want to say thank you for being part of our team today. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome, and thanks for having me again. And to our viewers, if you want to know where we are,
Yes.
Kakaaki Mart is on One Woodland Road in Darlington, and the Roots and Culture is on 59 Bond Gate. And if you like to dance, like Precious said, you can come every last Friday of the month and come and shake it, meet people, connect with the community with our Lagos Virgin Night. And if you're looking for authentic Nigerian cuisine, we're there for you. And last but not the least, Arewa Beauty Hub, where we can help transform your looks when you visit us. We're again at 4th Portland Place in Darlington, just behind Kakaaki Mart. You see us there. Visit us and follow us on socials. Thank you.
That's nice. Well, definitely we will turn up. So to everyone out there, thank you for being part of today's episode. If you have been listening, I hope you have taken something valuable today. It could be a mind shift. It could be something to help you build your journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.